In the last episode, Amaka the muscular princess finally met a hunter named Dyke who was willing to marry her, despite her imposing stature. And not only that, the hunter promised to take her to a shrine that would cure her disease. But Precious, Amaka's younger sister, who had always hated Amaka and wanted to steal the throne from her, began making arrangements to destroy Amaka's relationship for good, so that she would never get married and assume the throne. So she went to her friend Elizabeth and asked her to take her, Precious, to her Aunt Agatha, who happens to be the most powerful witch doctor in all of the neighboring kingdoms. That morning, while in her house, Elizabeth screamed, "Precious! Precious! Why would you want to do that to your own sister, your own blood? This isn't right." "Shut up," Precious immediately responded. "Did I ask you for your opinion? Who gave you the right to judge me? Look, just because we are friends doesn't mean you would forget the fact that I am your princess." Elizabeth then responded in a defeated voice, "I know, my liege, and I'm not trying to disrespect you, but killing your sister feels a bit much if you ask me. She is your sister after all." Precious then responded, "How dare you call that thing my sister? Look, Elizabeth, I only asked you to take me to your auntie, who is a powerful witch doctor in Apama Kingdom. I don't even know why I told you what I wanted her to help me do, because clearly you do not have the stomach for it. Do you have any idea what is at stake for me here? My dream, my kingdom, my throne. All is at stake for me because my beast of a sister somehow won the lottery and found a foolish hunter who would love her ugly, muscular, beastly body. Never. I won't be defeated so easily. Elizabeth, would you help me or not?" "But Princess Precious," Elizabeth responded. "No buts," Precious said immediately. "When you came to me 7 years ago to help your parents kickstart their poultry business so your family won't starve to death, did I say any buts?" Elizabeth then responded, "But Princess, we pay you 70% of all revenue generated from that business." Precious then responded, "So what are you saying, Elizabeth? How does that have to do with anything? Or do you want me to shut your parents' whole business down? You know I can do it." Elizabeth then responded immediately, "No, my liege, please don't. So would you take me to go see Agatha, your auntie, the most powerful witch doctor in all the 7 neighboring kingdoms?" Elizabeth then responded as she bowed her head, "Yes, my liege, I will." Later that day in the evening, Precious bribed some palace guards to escort her on a secret journey with Elizabeth. Elizabeth, Princess Precious, and 3 palace guards all embarked on a journey to Apama Kingdom to see Agatha. For Precious to ensure that no one associated with her father King David found out what she was doing, she decided they travel at night, through a secret bush part. As they were walking down this bush part, Elizabeth was lost in thought, contemplating the gravity of what she was helping Princess Precious to do. So she thought back to a time when everything made sense. You see, a long time ago, Elizabeth was once Amaka's best and only friend. This was when they were just little girls. Elizabeth was the only person Amaka used to talk to. They would just together, play together, and get in so much trouble when they were small. You see, the reason their friendship flourished was because Elizabeth never discriminated against Amaka's giant stature. And with all things being equal, it was as if their friendship would never end, because they were inseparable. So much so that some villagers even began thinking that King David had 3 daughters because of how frequently Elizabeth visited the royal palace to see Amaka. During this time, though, Precious, who always hated seeing her big sister Amaka happy, was infuriated by how happy and hopeful their friendship was making Amaka, because it endangered her ultimate plan of stealing the throne from Amaka. So she devised a wicked plan to destroy their friendship once and for all, and ensure Amaka's loneliness and misery. You see, at that time when Elizabeth was just a little girl, her family was struggling financially. Her whole family had just relocated away from their former village in Apama Kingdom, and they hurriedly came to King David's village without any of their belongings. They basically had to start life from scratch. You could imagine. Luckily for her family, though, a friend of Elizabeth's father was willing to lend a piece of land to their family, so that they could cultivate it and at least see something to eat daily. So usually during the day when Elizabeth isn't playing with Amaka in the palace, She spent most of her time with her family at the farm earning her daily meal. Precious knew this about Elizabeth's family and decided to exploit it for her own agenda. One day Princess Precious executed a cunning plan to hire a group of thieves and savages to go in the night to steal and uproot crops planted by Elizabeth's family on their farmland. The first time this happened, it threw Elizabeth's family off balance, and within a month they were able to recuperate what they had lost from the thieves. But it took a ton of hard work. But Precious, being persistent, sent the thieves again the following month to steal their crops again. This back and forth would go on for months till eventually, Elizabeth's father's friend had no choice but to take back the land and sell it off to a nobleman, who could afford to hire guards to guard it against thieves. This left Elizabeth's family without a source of income or even food, and they had to resort to begging to survive. One day during these times, Elizabeth visited the royal palace in tears. She was unbelievably hungry and tired because she had been begging all day without any luck. So she made up her mind to ask her friend Amaka for help. Even though she promised not to use their friendship to ask Amaka for royal favors because she was the crowned princess. When she arrived at the palace gates, she approached one of the guards and asked, "Please, noble guard, I am looking for Princess Amaka. I am her friend." "Friend?" The guard responded, "Princess Amaka doesn't have any friends, and certainly if she did it would not be the likes of you, a poor, dirty, hungry peasant." Elizabeth then immediately responded, "But it's true, I am her friend. I have been visiting this very palace for months now because me and Princess Amaka are friends. I have even seen you guards a couple of times when I used to come to visit her. Or is it you don't recognize me because I am so lean out of hunger? It's me, Elizabeth. Please let me in, I have something to discuss with Princess Amaka." As soon as Elizabeth finished talking, the guard rubbed his head in remembrance. Oh, Elizabeth, that's right, Princess Amaka's only friend. Now you come. I now remember. Thank goodness, now can you let me in?" Elizabeth asked. Then the guard responded, "We the guards were given strict orders not to allow you anywhere near Princess Amaka, so step back before we strike you." "What? Why?" Elizabeth immediately exclaimed, "Whose orders, if I may ask?" "Well, Princess Amaka's orders, of course. And if I were to advise you, you should leave here before the princess sees you," the guards immediately replied. "What? Why? I don't understand. Princess Amaka would never." "Would never what?" The guard immediately interrupted Elizabeth. "Would never distance herself from a filthy peasant like you?" "Oh please, peasant, who by the way just wants to get her filthy hands on some of her royal wealth." Elizabeth then responded, "What do you mean? How?" "Shush your mouth, child," the guard screamed. Elizabeth immediately kept quiet in fear. "That's right, we know why you are here, so you can save the bullshit. Everyone and their mothers have heard the series of misfortune that has befallen your family. And so has Princess Amaka. She saw how pathetic and inferior your family had become now that you guys have no farmland to cultivate, and she wants nothing to do with you anymore." As soon as Elizabeth heard this, she fell to her knees in tears and heartbreak, refusing to accept what the guards were telling her. "That's a lie. Amaka would never do that to me," Elizabeth said. The guard then responded, "Who did you think told us to tell you this? Look, we are just messengers and an extension of the will of the royal family." As Elizabeth heard this, she busted out in loud tears. This is when the guards now physically grabbed her and were about to throw her out of the palace gates because she was making a nuisance. Not until Princess Precious conveniently walked out the gate with her entourage. Immediately Princess Precious arrived, she immediately reprimanded the guards. "Stop! Stop!" I said. "Do you know who you want to throw out of the palace? That is Elizabeth, Princess Amaka's most beloved friend." Immediately the guards heard Princess Precious's voice. They were gripped with fear and they immediately stopped manhandling Elizabeth. One of the guards then responded to Princess Precious. "But your grace, we were under strict orders not to allow this maiden into the palace." Precious then immediately responded, "Under strict orders from who?" The guard then fiercely looked into the eyes of the princess in solidarity and responded, "Under strict orders from Princess Amaka, Your Majesty." As Elizabeth witnessed the guard repeat that statement in front of Princess Precious, that Amaka actually ordered her not to be let into the palace because of her family's current predicament. Her eyes sunk in with the feeling of betrayal and despair. She couldn't believe Amaka would do that to her because of her family's current condition. If only she knew what was really going on. While Elizabeth was lost in thought, contemplating everything she thought she knew, Precious shook her body to snap her out of it. "Elizabeth, Elizabeth, are you all right?" Precious desperately asked as she shook her body. Eventually, Elizabeth came through and began sobbing while she responded to Princess Precious. "Yes, Princess, I'm fine, thank you for checking on me. Of course, I'm glad you are fine," Precious responded to Elizabeth, then said to the guards, "I don't care what my big sister Princess Amaka said. Elizabeth is like family to us. She can enter the royal palace anytime she pleases. Now Elizabeth, what is it you were seeking when you came here? Let me see if I can help," Precious asked Elizabeth. Elizabeth then responded in a shy tone, "Well, I actually came here to ask Amaka for a risky favor. I know it's not a secret that my family is now infamously known for striking bad luck with our former farmland, and how since then we have been plunged into creeping poverty and hunger. Ever since then, Precious, I haven't been able to eat 3 square meals a day. In fact, I barely see food to eat once a day, and my slim and skinny appearance is a testament to this. I came here to beg Amaka to overlook the promise I made to her that I wouldn't use our friendship to demand any royal treatment from her or the royal family, and intercede in my family's current condition because it's becoming unbearable for me. But now Amaka has made it clear that she wants nothing to do with me because of our condition. Well, I don't know what to do anymore," Elizabeth said as she burst out in tears again. Hey, don't cry anymore, Elizabeth," Precious said to her. "My sister is wicked and cruel like that sometimes. That's why I never got close to her when growing up. I have always known her as the beast she is, both inside and outside. Look, Elizabeth, Amaka might not be willing to help you, but I am willing to do something to help your family." Immediately she said this, Precious' eyes lit up with excitement. "Do you mean that?" Elizabeth asked. "Of course, Elizabeth, you are like family to us in this palace," Precious responded. "Look, I'll tell you what, since a lucrative business for your family is the issue, I can loan your dad a huge sum of money to open a poultry farm. You know chickens are rare in this village, so your dad can sell them and make stupid money for your family. What do you say, Elizabeth?" Precious asked ecstatically. "Oh my God. Oh my God. Princess Precious, you would really do that for me?" Elizabeth asked in tears of joy. "Yes, Elizabeth, yes, just like I said, you are like family to me, to this palace, and family helps family," Precious said to Elizabeth. "Thank you, thank you, thank you. May the gods bless you, Princess Precious. My family will forever be in your debt." Elizabeth responded to Amaka's offer in utter gratitude. Precious then hurriedly responded, "Well, no, Elizabeth, your family doesn't have to be in debt to me. Just you will," Precious said. "I don't understand, Precious," Elizabeth responded. "What is there not to understand? If I give your family this life-changing business, you would have to do something for me. You see, I scratch your back, you scratch mine," Precious strongly said. "What is it, Precious? I'll do anything you ask of me that's in my power," Elizabeth responded. "Very well, I want you to cut off all friendship ties with my sister Amaka. From this day henceforth, don't talk to her, hang out with her, or even entertain her presence. I want you to treat her like the beast she is and be done with her. Can you do that for me, Elizabeth?" Precious mischievously asked. "My liege, if I can speak freely, what you are asking of me feels like treachery. I mean, Amaka is my oldest and longest friend. She is my best friend. I know her sudden attitude towards me in my current condition is horrible, but even at that, still feels wrong cutting her off like that," Elizabeth told Precious. Precious then responded immediately, like what? Cutting you off like what? Look, your problem is that you still think of my big, ugly muscular sister as your friend. You don't know if she has already classified you as a liability. Open your eyes, Elizabeth. Indiana, the darkest hours, true friendship is tested. And from the events of today, I would say you guys' friendship failed, so stop trying to be a good friend But Princess Precious, please understand, Elizabeth immediately interrupted. But what? Now that's enough. I don't want to hear another word from your mouth. You are going to do what I asked, whether you like it or not, or else I would reverse my decision to help your family. Because if you can't see that Amaka, my sister, isn't friendship worthy after all this, then I can't help you anymore. So, do we have a deal? My princess, yes, course we have. I would do as you asked and end my friendship with Amaka. I don't know what came over me. But please do not take back your offer to help my family, Elizabeth said to Precious in a scared voice. There, now you come. From henceforth I am your only friend from this palace. Is that clear? Precious replied Elizabeth. Yes, your highness, Elizabeth said to Precious. Now as they finished talking, Precious stretched out her hand and ordered for her royal maids to come forward. She ordered them to take Elizabeth, Indiana. Maids, take Elizabeth to my royal cook. Let they prepare a meal for her befitting of a princess. She must be extremely hungry after all this standing, she said. So then Elizabeth was taken into the palace, leaving only Princess Precious and the guards in front of the gate. When Elizabeth was out of sight, Precious began laughing mischievously. Her plan to fool Elizabeth into breaking up her friendship with Amaka was successful. She applauded the palace guards standing at the gate for their excellent performance in helping trick Elizabeth that Amaka wanted nothing to do with her. Now she was poor. You see, the entire interaction with Elizabeth was pre-planned by Precious, and Amaka had no idea of it. So after the whole scene, Precious pays off the palace guards for a job well done. Later on, when Elizabeth finished eating inside the palace, Amaka, who had been sleeping the whole time, sighted her from her bedroom window inside the palace. When she saw her, she waved and greeted Elizabeth. Elizabeth, hey, what are you doing here? Amaka said while excited. When Elizabeth heard Amaka's voice from afar, she turned back to see her yelling from her window in the palace. And then she gave Amaka a nasty stir, showing how heartbroken and annoyed she was with Princess Amaka. When Amaka says this, she quickly notices Elizabeth's angry demeanor and stopped waving her hand in shock. Elizabeth then faced her front and kept walking out of the palace. Until this day, that was the last time Elizabeth and Amaka spoke, because of Precious's deceit. As Elizabeth was lost in thought, recalling her history with the royal family, Princess Precious opted to snap her out immediately. Elizabeth, Elizabeth, wake up. Elizabeth stuttered as Precious shouted at her. What? I'm here. I can hear you. She responded. Ah, finally, you are back from Wonderland. I have been calling your name for over 10 minutes. What are you thinking of, by the way? Don't you know that we are approaching the most dangerous side of the secret bush part? Get your head straight, this part is said to be filled with vicious wolves. So Elizabeth apologized to Precious and stopped daydreaming so that she could focus. They would continue their journey for hours in the night, navigating the bush part and moving as quietly as they approached the den of the wolves. But suddenly it happened. The time was exactly 2:46 a.m. and they were just at the doorstep of the wolf den, when Precious accidentally tripped on a creeping branch and made a loud noise. Immediately after this happened, the guards, Elizabeth, and Precious all stopped moving to see if the noise alerted any wolves of their presence. They waited for about 30 seconds. Then Precious began speaking. Let's start moving, please. I don't think any wolves heard us. And please, I want to reach Apama before 6 a.m. As she said this, she took the first step forward, and then a group of powerful wolves surrounded her and started barking loudly. Help! Help me! Please, Precious exclaimed. As the wolves approached her, one of the guards summoned the courage to grab a broken branch and rush toward the wolves. He then pushed Precious to a safe distance away from the wolves and began waving the branch at the wild animals so that their focus would now be on him. As he did this, the remainder of the crew, including Precious, drew back out of fear of the wolves. Only the brave guard was left with the wolves, to face them alone. Initially, he was able to scare the wolves back with his branch waving, but eventually he grew weak, and the wolves were relentlessly waiting for him to show any weakness. When the guard realized he couldn't hold them back any longer, he began screaming, help me, please. If you all grab a branch and charge at the wolves like I did, we have a good chance of scaring them away." As he said this, the wolves began coming closer to him as his hand grew very tired. Elizabeth immediately said, "Common, everyone grab a branch, let's help him before it's too late." All the remaining guards did as she said and grabbed a branch ready to charge at the wolves to save the one guard. Except for Precious though, she was gripped with fear, and as she saw the whole crew was about to charge toward the wolves, she shouted, "Stop! You all should stop." They all stopped immediately and asked Precious why. She then began talking. "Are you all foolish? If we all go, there is a good chance none of us would survive this, so just stop and think for a second before charging in heroism. But what about the trapped guard? If we waste too much time, he would be done for." Elizabeth replied, "Precious. If the wolves get him, then so be it," Precious replied. Elizabeth's face was gripped with shock. She now said out of instant anger, "But Princess, he is the one who just saved you. How can you now start saying this when he is the one in trouble?" Precious immediately responded, Shut up. As so what, he saved me, that's his job, to lay down his life for me, and he is about to take it a step further now, by using his life to buy us time to escape. Now, everyone put down your branches and let's go around the wolves immediately, that's an order." As she said this, everyone dropped their branches reluctantly and began walking around the one guard fighting off wolves. As he saw they were leaving him, he began screaming, "Help! Help! Please don't leave me. I'm begging, please." With tears in his eyes, he grew ever tired of waving his branch. Precious then instructed the whole crew, "Don't look back at him. Just keep moving. We still have some distance to cover before we arrive at Apama." So everyone except Precious hid their face in shame from looking at the helpless guard. And as they were walking, they gradually began hearing the wolves devour him. Their hearts were gripped with horror as they spent over an hour listening to the cries of a dying man who was getting devoured by wolves. The night was like it would never end. But in time, the guard gave in to the strength of the wolves and his life left his body. The rest of the crew from henceforth were silent for the rest of the journey, as they were ashamed of how they abandoned their comrade to die for selfish reasons. Except for Princess Precious though, in fact, as for her, she was full of energy as they drew ever closer to their destination. Eventually, at exactly 4:30 a.m., they arrived at the forest of Zagata. The forest directly leads into the Apama Kingdom, the home of Agatha, the infamous witch doctor. Now from henceforth, it was Elizabeth who led the way, as only she knew the location of the shrine because she was related to Agatha. She led them into the forest and then suddenly stopped behind a big tree and said, "We are here, guys." Princess Precious immediately asked, "Where are we exactly?" "We are standing in front of a big tree and I see nothing but the tree." "So what are you talking about?" "You can't see it because you are an outsider, but I can. My aunt Agatha's shrine is right in front of us, but all of you are too blind to see it." "Wait, did you just call me blind, Elizabeth? Have you forgotten who you are talking to?" Precious said to Elizabeth. "Yes, you are blind for now, but you shall soon see." Then Elizabeth grabbed a pile of dirt from the ground, did some incantations on it, and then blew it on Precious's face. Immediately a gory and mystic shrine appeared to Precious. The shrine was full of skulls and dead animal carcasses, and right in deep in the center of it all was Agatha, standing magnificently with her staff in her hand. Before you see the deal Precious made with Agatha, let me briefly tell you guys about our latest novel, titled The Devil Prodigy. It is a short about a boy who uses his devil powers to avenge his parents' death, and I'm sure you all would enjoy it. It's on sale now, and the first 50 people who buy the book in the next 24 hours get a massive discount. So just click the first link in the pinned comment of this video or in the description and start immersing yourself in the ebook. Making these stories really takes a lot of time and effort, and by buying our ebooks you are helping to support our stories. Thank you. Now back to the story. Wait here, let me greet my auntie, Elizabeth told Precious. So Elizabeth stepped forward and knelt before Agatha. Great priestess of the south, the eye of the gods, the wind that cannot be seen with the naked eyes, I greet you, she said to Agatha. There was a deafening silence for 15 seconds, and then Agatha began speaking. So, the spun of Olivia finally decided to come and see me. That means you must want something. No, auntie. Who told you I wanted something? Elizabeth responded to Agatha. Your mother hasn't contacted me in over 15 years. Agatha angrily said. So of course you would only come to me when you want something. Do you want to trick the great Agatha? No, auntie. I'm sorry, Elizabeth said with a scared tone. So, what do you want, niece? Spit it out, Agatha said. Then she looked over Elizabeth's shoulders and saw Precious, standing confused. So you brought a princess's head for me as a gift, Elizabeth. Maybe I underestimated you. Which blood does flow through your veins? No, auntie, Elizabeth responded. I brought her because she needs your help. Her throne is at stake, and she wants you to help her secure it. Oh really, said Agatha, and what do I get in return? Then from the back, Precious shouted. Anything! Eye of the gods, I would give you anything. Please, my kingdom is in danger. My useless beast of a sister wants to snatch it from me, and I can't let her, Precious said as she walked closer to the shrine. Agatha then responded. Very well, princess, follow me. You too, Elizabeth. So Agatha took both Elizabeth and Precious inside her inner chambers in the shrine, and they all sat. Agatha then asked Precious, how exactly do you want me to help you, Precious? You say this sister of yours is causing you trouble. Do you want me to eliminate her? Yes, priestess, that's exactly what I want you to do. I want her to sleep and never wake up again. Can you do that for me? Precious said. Agatha then replied, what you are asking is a tough one. Your sister Amaka is of royal blood, and for that reason she is protected by the gods. To force the gods' hands away from her, so I can strike her dead, you would need to make a big sacrifice. Precious immediately responded. I am ready to make any sacrifice, great one. Very well, if I start the ritual, you must promise to bring the heads of 12 virgins in a span of 2 days, or else you yourself would die, Agatha said. Precious then responded in a scared tone. But great one, what you are asking of me is too great. 12 human heads, and not just ordinary heads, that of virgins. How am I to find this type of people amongst my subjects, more or less even kill them in a span of 2 days? She lamented. Well, Princess Precious, you should have thought about that before coming all this way to my shrine. Now that young guard's life you sacrificed to the wolves would amount to nothing, Agatha told Precious. After Agatha spoke, Precious became silent as she was lost in thought, contemplating whether or not she should risk commencing the ritual with the possibility of dying after 2 days if she failed to bring the heads. Is this how I lose my dreams? Is this how my story ends? Curse you, Amaka. Why did you have to find a husband? Why does Daddy tolerate your inadequacies so much? So this was all for nothing, so she thought to herself. Then all of a sudden Elizabeth began talking in a loud tone. No, auntie, you are wrong. This can't all be for nothing, and that guard didn't die in vain. Precious, I have an alternative idea that can enable you to achieve your goal without risking death. Elizabeth said. Well, go ahead, spit it out, I'm all ears. Precious responded. Elizabeth then continued. Great Agatha, you said that killing someone of royal blood is difficult because the hands of the gods are heavily protecting their lives. Well, what if we don't kill Amaka at all? What if instead you perform a ritual that turns the heart of King David against his daughter Amaka? He would develop a deep hatred for her, and then you'll make him completely subservient to Precious, so that if she asks for anything she wants, like say to become his heir, he would gladly do it for her. This way no royal blood is spilled and Princess Precious can go ahead and achieve her goal of becoming the next ruler of our kingdom. After Elizabeth finished speaking, Precious was in awe of Elizabeth's brilliant alternative plan, and she supported and asked Agatha if it could be done. Agatha then responded, Elizabeth, this your dubious plan, I have to say I am impressed. I always associated my sister, your mother's family, with cowardice. But you might be the exception, she said to Elizabeth, then turned and faced Precious. Yes, Princess, this plan, it can be done, and the ritual, the sacrifice required for it is quite simple. To bend the heart of the king and sway it in your favor. You would need to bring me 2 human heads within a span of 24 hours immediately after I commence the ritual, or else you yourself, Princess Precious, would run mad. Elizabeth immediately responded to Agatha. What? I thought you said the sacrifice is easier. How is bringing 2 human heads in the span of 24 hours easier than the last sacrifice? Auntie, please, these conditions are too harsh, I don't think. Before Elizabeth could finish speaking, Precious, who had been considering what Agatha demanded with her head facing downwards and an evil smirk on her face, immediately interrupted. Elizabeth, shut up your mouth, let me talk to Agatha. Elizabeth would immediately obey and shut her mouth. Then Precious continued. Great one, you said you needed 2 human heads, right? And this time it doesn't matter whether they are virgins or not. Precious asked. That is correct, Agatha responded. Then Precious then continued. These humans that would be sacrificed, must it be us that would kill them? Can we just lure them into your shrine, and then you would do the killing and take what you want? Precious asked. Very well, yes. If you can lure them here, Princess, then I would do the dirty work for you since you are too scared to do it yourself. Agatha responded. Very well, great one. There are 2 guards outside that escorted us to your shrine. I want to use them for this sacrifice and be done with it, Precious said. As soon as Elizabeth heard what she said, her eyes sank and she was overwhelmed with great fear. How can you do that to those guards? These are the same guards who were willing to give up their lives to protect you on this journey. How can you betray them like that? Elizabeth screamed. Shut up your mouth, Elizabeth. I do not need your opinion on this issue. I have made my choice. Those guards are my subjects. Thus their lives belong to me, and I would use them however I see fit, Precious said to Elizabeth. Elizabeth then responded. If that is how you really feel about your subjects, then maybe your father is right. You don't deserve to rule our kingdom. Immediately Precious got enraged. Agatha, bind Elizabeth's mouth, hands and legs. It is I who asked for this ritual, not her. So I don't want her interfering, as I bring you the sacrifices, Precious told Agatha. Very well, Agatha responded and cast a spell, binding Elizabeth's mouth and limbs. Precious would then go outside the shrine and lured the 2 guards standing watch inside the shrine. And as the guards step in, Agatha ambushed them both with devilish speed, using a ritual dagger to slit their throats. Immediately the life in them began fading as they gasped for air with their wounded necks. Their eyes, Elizabeth, who glanced at the guards while blinded, could see the feeling of sadness and betrayal in their eyes, the same way she felt when she heard the news that Amaka wanted nothing to do with her after her family was driven to poverty. Immediately Elizabeth then noticed, looking at one of the guards' eyes, that it was the same guard who broke the news to her about Amaka not wanting anything to do with her. As she noticed this, She then observed as the guard gasped for air as he uttered his last words while looking into her eyes. "It was all a lie," he said, and before you knew it, both guards were dead, lying on the floor. Elizabeth immediately was in tears, but unlike her Precious was elated. Afterward, she happily helped Agatha sever the heads from the guard's body, and both Precious and Agatha completed the ritual without Elizabeth, who cried throughout the night mourning the fallen guards. When Precious and Agatha were done, Agatha gave Precious a special powder to put in the king's food, so that when the king eats it, the spell will begin working and Precious will have full control of the king's mind. After that, when the sun came out in the morning, Precious asked Agatha to unbound Elizabeth, so that they could go home, now that everything was done. So Agatha unbounded Elizabeth and gave them directions on the safest path to follow back to their kingdom. So Precious dragged Elizabeth, who was weak after crying all night, and took her back to the kingdom. Precious then dropped her at her house when Elizabeth's parents asked where they had gone and why their daughter looked like she had run a marathon. Precious lied to her parents that she fainted along the village road, and that was why she looked so pale and weak. Elizabeth's parents bought the lies, and then Precious went back to the palace and snuck back inside. But as she was about to enter her room, she saw Amaka sitting on a chair close to her bed, with a worried look on her face. Immediately Amaka saw her. Amaka ran and hugged her. "Precious, my baby sister, where have you been? I and Daddy have been worried sick. We searched the entire palace last night and we couldn't find you. Since when did you start sneaking out like me?" Amaka asked. Immediately Precious became disgusted and pushed Amaka away from her body. "Get off me, you beast. Why are you being so weird?" "So I had a little sleepover at one of my friend's house last night. Big deal. You see, when I do it, it is normal because I actually have friends, but when you run away, it is like when an animal escapes from the zoo, it isn't meant to happen." Precious responded. "Precious, do you even know why we were looking for you last night? I came to your room to inform you that today would be my last day in the kingdom before I travel with Dyke to the Agba Evil Forest to obtain a cure for my condition. And I wanted to tell you that I don't know how long I will be gone, but during this time I will miss you a lot. So stop being mean to me, we always fight. And now things are finally working out in my life. I want us to bury the hatchet and treat each other with sister love from henceforth." Amaka said to Precious as she was almost in tears. Precious then responded almost immediately. "Oh, please save the theatrics. Look, Amaka, I see you for who you truly are, always have and I always will. And what you are is just a big, ugly, muscular stumbling block preventing me from achieving my destiny. You think I don't know that you are probably laughing inside your heart right now, knowing that you now have a suitor and now can inherit the throne, stealing it from me. Oh, I know, and don't you worry, this your brief glimpse of victory is about to be cut short. I'll make sure of it, you have my word. Now, get out of my room." Immediately, after she said this, Amaka burst out in tears. "It's not fair. It's not fair how you treat me. Whatever have I done to you? And what is all this about stealing the throne from you? You've always picked on me ever since we were kids, and up until now you've never said why. So this is the reason you want Daddy's throne. But you know fully well that it is customary for the first daughter to inherit it. You say I am stealing it from you like I have a choice. Well, Precious, I don't have a choice. That is why I have spent the majority of my life trying to show everyone that I am worthy of that throne, even though I never wanted it. It's because unlike you, I think of the greater good and not just myself. I came to you so that we could bury the hatchet, but now it has occurred to me that you will always hate me no matter what I do, so from henceforth I will stop trying," Amaka said to Precious. After Amaka finished talking, she walked out of Precious's room in tears. Now later that morning, Precious went to the king's chambers to report where she had been the past day and why some of the palace guards were missing. When she arrived at the king's chambers, she peeped through the door and saw King David sitting alone on his throne. She walked in and greeted me. "Daddy, good morning. May your days be long." "What is good about the morning?" King David responded. "One of my daughters mysteriously disappeared with some of my palace guards and didn't even leave a hint of her whereabouts. Precious, my daughter, don't you know that I wasn't able to sleep last night because I was worried sick for your safety?" King David said to Precious. "Sorry, Dad, but don't make a big deal out of it. I just went to sleep over at one of my friends and that's all. I didn't inform you because I thought you wouldn't care since I'm your second daughter and not your beloved firstborn Amaka." Precious responded to King David. "How can you talk to me in such a tone? Have you forgotten that I am the king?" King David immediately said to Precious, "Oh please, what is the worst you would do to me, Daddy? Increase my punishment. Now if you would excuse me, I told you what I wanted to tell you. Now can I be on my merry way?" Precious responded. King David then dropped his voice to a sad tone and started talking. "Precious, I know you have been acting up lately because you might have heard that your sister would soon be getting married. And I know you might be scared of things changing too quickly in the palace. I understand. Me too, I'm scared. We both have had to take care of your big sister ever since your mother died, and given Amaka's condition, it hasn't been easy, so to speak. I am also aware that you have always wanted to succeed my throne as opposed to your big sister Amaka. But I beg of you, please let this ambition go. You can't keep hating her forever. Instead, join hands with her and help her rule this kingdom well when I'm gone. Please, I am not getting any younger." When Precious heard this, she quietly smiled and in a fake cheerful tone responded to King David. "Okay, Daddy, I have heard you and I understand you just want the best for both us. I promise from henceforth I will make things right with my sister and try my best to make you happy. Is that okay?" "Oh, Precious, that would be wonderful. I'm so glad you have finally come to your senses. In fact, I am lifting the punishment I gave you prior. I think you have earned as much," King David said. "Oh really? Thank you, Daddy. And in that case, allow me to make one last farewell dinner for Amaka so that we can all sit down and eat as a family one last time before she embarks on her journey," Precious asked King David. King David then paused for a while contemplating Amaka's offer. But they agreed. "Oh, why not? Please go ahead and make the dinner so that we can get this happy family back on track," King David said ignorantly. Precious then responded, "Of course, Daddy," and left his presents back to her room. If only King David knew what he had agreed to. Later that day in the night, Precious had prepared for the family a last supper. It was a fried rice and chicken combo, and Precious made sure that all the chicken used were double seasoned and extra spicy. When she had finished preparing the meal, she sent some servants to alert the king and Amaka that dinner was ready. When King David heard from the servants, he was elated and surprised that Precious actually went through with what she told him. The person who was most shocked, though, was Amaka. When the servants informed her of the last supper Precious had prepared, she asked in a surprised tone, "Precious, my younger sister, prepare a send-off supper for me? What is she up to now? I won't believe it until I see it." So Amaka reluctantly prepared and went to the royal dining room, only to see that indeed Precious did prepare dinner for the family. And it was rice and chicken, her favorite. Amaka, in a confused state, went ahead to sit down on the table. She helped herself to some rice and chicken. But before she started eating, she said to Precious, "Precious, this is all lovely, but I can't help to wonder why, earlier today when I came to your room, you almost bit my head off, and now you are cooking a world-class dinner as a farewell package for me before I embark on my journey with my fiancé. I'm sorry, but I'm finding it difficult to buy this your sudden transformation." Precious then replied to her, "Well, what can I say? After you left my room, I had time to think about what you said, And Daddy also said something to me in his chambers that really spoke to my heart. You both are right, I think it's time to bury the hatchet. Amaka, you are my big sister and I love you. I'm happy you are getting married and it would be my pleasure to support you when you ascend the throne. Please forgive me for all the pain I have caused you over the years. I was wrong and selfish. Now I see the error in my ways. So please eat this farewell dinner as a gesture showing my love for you. Precious decidedly said. As soon as she said this, Amaka's eyes were filled with a great relief. She immediately replied, Precious. Precious. This is so wonderful. You are finally coming around. And yes, of course I forgive. Now let's eat this dinner and drink wine as a commemoration of a new era in our family. So King David, Precious, and Amaka all ate food and just that night. They all shared laughs and compliments throughout the night. But suddenly something happened that hinted at the fact that Precious had been pretending this whole time. You see, while they were eating, King David jokingly stated that Precious used a foreign chicken while cooking because it tasted very different from the chicken he usually eats. After he made this comment, Amaka tried to reach over the table to have a piece of the chicken to know what was so special about it. But Precious knocked her stretched hand down, preventing her from doing so. Amaka then asked, Precious, why would you hit me like that? I thought we were now friends. What is the big deal? Precious then replied in a paranoid voice. Well, I made both of your chickens special for each of you, so I don't want any person tasting each other's food. Okay? Amaka said okay, geez, but it's just food after all. Yeah, well, it means a lot to me, so please respect my decision. Precious replied, Amaka. Okay, I won't eat Daddy's chicken. Amaka eventually agreed. Little did she know that Precious was lying to them. The real reason for not allowing her to taste their dad, King David's food, was that Precious had spiked his food with the charm Agatha had given her. And she knows if Amaka should join King David in eating his food, the charm might be rendered ineffective. And she staged the whole dinner, and her redemption arc, all as a ploy to trick her already suspicious dad into eating her food unsuspectingly. And it worked. After King David had finished eating his food, he was struck with a great sleep, as if he was coming down with something, as the charm had begun taking effect on his body. Precious noticed this and smiled mischievously, knowing that her plan had finally come to fruition. So she pretended to be concerned and escorted King David to his bedroom. When she got there, she helped her dad get on the bed and tucked him in, and as he was about to sleep, she whispered in his ears, Sleep freely now, Daddy, for tomorrow you will be my slave. And then she kissed his forehead. The following morning, Amaka woke up early to prepare the royal guards that would be escorting her and Dyke on their quest to the Agba evil forest. After she had finished preparing, she waited earnestly for her dad to see her off from the palace, but he was nowhere to be found, and so was Precious. So as Amaka was about to send one of the servants to go check on the king, Precious came out immediately to see her off, stopping the servant and telling Amaka that their father was still sleeping. Amaka, beloved sister, our dear old daddy is still sleeping, but you can be on your way now. I will send your regards to Daddy when he wakes up. Okay, Amaka responded. Tell him I love him. And oh Precious, I'm gonna miss you both. Amaka said. Don't worry, big sister. We will see each other sooner than you think. Precious responded with a sinister voice. After their brief conversation, Amaka left with her entourage to go pick up the Dyke at his house. When she got there, he was already set, and then he joined her immediately as they began heading towards the evil forest. Meanwhile, back at the palace, Princess Amaka was plotting her coup. Shortly after she had finished talking to Amaka, she went back to King David's room, where she found him kneeling down like she had instructed him to do. You see, earlier in the morning, even before Amaka woke up, Precious had gone to King David's room to test whether the charm he ate last night was now affected. And to her greatest surprise, it was not only effective but it exceeded her expectations. Not only did the king develop a burning hatred for Amaka, but Precious now had complete control of the king's mind. So that morning, to test her new powers over King David, she instructed him to kneel down and stay put in his room, so that Amaka wouldn't suspect a thing. But now that Amaka had left, she came to him and commanded him to carry out a mission. So when she came back to the room, she saw him kneeling and began talking. "Rise, father, for now is the time to strike. Your daughter Amaka has left your palace without informing you. She has ran away with that bastard hunter Dyke, and she wishes to go to the Evil forest to acquire a power that would allow her to strike you dead. She is a traitor, always has and always will be. You can't let her win. Rise now and alert your Ashamaris. Send them to go and arrest the traitor and secure your throne." Precious whispered to King David's ears. As soon as King David heard Precious' commands, he quickly commanded one of the servants passing. "Servant, go alert the Ashamaris. Tell them their king has a mission for them, and inform them that it is a matter of life and death." So quickly the servant ran and delivered the message to the Ashamaris, informing them of exactly what the king had asked him to say. Now the Ashamaris were a group of lethal warriors that were armed to the teeth, and different from other militia in the kingdom, these warriors were chosen from birth, and have been trained in the act of warfare ever since they were children, to serve as the king's sword and his private lethal assassins. So that morning, when the servant delivered the king's message to them while at their camp, they immediately answered the king's call and rushed to the royal palace on their mighty horses. When they arrived, the king immediately instructed them to go after Princess Amaka and arrest her before she got too far. He also instructed them to kill anybody she was with. So immediately the Ashamaris obeyed the king's command and began their hunt for Princess Amaka. As they left, Precious, who was observing the king briefing the warriors from her window in the palace, smiled because her plans were being carried out exactly as she wanted. Now later that day in the evening, Amaka, Dyke, and the royal entourage were closing in on the river that demarcated their kingdom and the Evil forest. But just when they were about to reach it, they heard the noise of several horses closing in on them. At first, Amaka told the guards with her to ignore it and keep moving forward. But when she saw the warriors on the horses were honing in on their specific direction, she asked her guards, including Dyke, to arm themselves and prepare for anything. The warriors drew closer to them and eventually surrounded them with their horses because they were more in number than Amaka's entourage. But suddenly Amaka noticed the upside-down skull emblem on their armor, and she quickly recognized that it was the symbol of the great Oshamari warriors. So Amaka then began speaking in their presence. "Great Oshamari warriors, the lions of the south, why are you ambushing your crowned princess?" The leader of the Ashamaris then responded to Amaka. "Princess Amaka, by order of King David, you are under arrest for treason against your kingdom." "What are you talking about? I didn't commit any treasonable act against my kingdom, and what you're saying is obviously bullshit, cause my dad would never arrest me." Amaka immediately responded to them. She then turned to the guards that were with her and ordered them, "Royal guards, subdue this impostor," she commanded. In a matter of seconds, the Oshamari warriors and her royal guards engaged in an epic battle. But as quickly as the battle began, it ended as quick as the Ashamaris wasted no time in slaying all the royal guards that attacked them in just a few minutes, showing clearly how powerful and terrifying they are, leaving only Dyke and Princess Amaka alive. As Amaka saw the deceased bodies of her slain guards, she was driven to a pang of great sadness and anger, and in that moment her mind went blank. All she could think, see, and feel was rage. So with her muscular physique and unnatural strength, she charged at the Ashamaris to avenge her fallen guards. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end of part 2 of this thrilling story, then all I can say is congratulations and thank you. These videos really take a lot of time to make, but you guys' support really keep me going. If you would like me to make a part 3 and continue this saga, comment part 3 in the comments below and share this video with your friends and family. Also, like and subscribe to the channel so that you'll be the first to be notified when I drop a new video. Thanks for watching again, and please do have a lovely day.